Mr. Kellerman?
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Do we have a copy of the safe? It's from the 2023. We would get a copy of it for Jason for the machine thing.
Okay.
I don't have a signed copy of it. Could be like July of 2023. No, it's actually called the unsafe.
I'll search my computer files while
Okay.
if not, I have the ordinance binder.
I need to provide it to the court.
Okay.
Amen.
Doing reasonable.
This time of year, that's a good thing.
Yeah. I'm currently one of these guys that's like, I've got everything that I do doesn't like stay done. Something pops up where you have to like go fix it, change it, add to it.
I've gone through those periods.
Dave, how you doing?
Doing fine. Wish we'd get a little snow.
Do you?
You're supposed to get 2 inches tomorrow, they tell me.
Yep. What I just heard.
Piles ain't as big as they was when that blizzard was here, though.
That's true.
About twice as big as this.
Yeah, I
It was
remember.
blowing.
I remember 2 years in a row back then. The first year was like 25 below. And the next year we had a blizzard. This year I'm getting both.
Started with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have a quorum. And we'll get started right away with the approval of the minutes from January 5th. Have you had a chance to read the minutes?
I have
Dave?
Yep.
Any changes?
no changes on my end.
No,
All right, all in favor to approve?
Aye.
Okay, the motion to approve.
Motion.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
New business, first thing on the agenda is the landscaping contract for Paul Landscapes for 2026.
I have a copy of last year's and this year's. Looks like the price is raising 5,000. I think. Did you guys get a chance to?
It was the only thing that I noticed on Quick Look Club.
Yeah, the contracts are the same.
So
Right. So basically, it's gone up about 11%. Is that what it figures out to be? And that's the reason for that is
For the trees along the trail that was planted this year, so it'll be mulched on and also to maintain them throughout the year as I do my every other week walkthrough, going through, making sure all the weeds are sprayed, just, my time and, product as well. So, other than that, there's no changes to the contract, just the new trees planted along the trail.
okay. I've been satisfied with the service we've
Yep.
received to this point.
Yep.
Do I have a motion to approve the contract?
Yeah, I'd make the motion more with the addition of the trail. The change seems warranted to me, so I'd make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Thank you. Guys.
Since Ryan's here, no. Can we jump down to J and talk about snow removal?
That would be K, but.
Oh, it's K now. It's J on mine. I have the old version. Okay, K. The snow removal. Ryan has been doing our snow removal on Pearl Street and on at the municipal building here and down at the sewer plant. And the question we've been asking each other, what are we going to do if we get another 12 inches of snow next week or the week after, and these piles are still here? And really don't have enough room to keep piling snow on the current piles that we have. So we've got to either go out and look for bids to remove the snow, the piles, or just leave them and pile them up as good as we can. But I don't believe that that's a viable answer, that to keep piling the snow up. But I'm not talking about 2 or 3 inches and 4 inches. I'm talking about if we get another foot of snow, or 8 to 10 inches probably. We're going to have trouble getting that cleared off. So do we want to go out for bids, or put it out there that we're looking for somebody that may be interested in removing the piles?
I think it would be wise for us to start seeing what it would cost, what we look on the back and try to figure out where is there a spot potentially in town that we already have land that we could maybe, if it's ever feasible for it to go there, because that might be a way to save. But as far as getting bids, I think that's wise. If we get another dumping,
Would the DNR have any objection to putting the snow in Harvey's Branch? It goes there anyway, and it melts.
Probably not, as long as we're not blocking the flow by doing that.
Okay.
You can't do, nobody's supposed to do anything that alters the flow of the water course.
Okay, and that would.
Well, yeah, probably, I guess, depending on how, if you pile it all in one spot, probably it would. I don't know if you can scatter it or spread it out along the riprap on both banks so that it doesn't block the flow. I don't know. I never thought about it till right now.
So that may be, Ryan?
The place I thought would be the best would be along the water sewer treatment plant, because it rolls off so easily there that I have a dump trailer, as well as my partner does as well. That snow removal, the pile would be something that you guys would want done. I can load with my skid loader, the same machine I use to pile up all the snow that we had recently. We could load it in the back of our trailers, dump it there, and just keep making trips. As I load one, he can be taking the other one down, and just keep, eliminating so that way. Or we can back right up to it safely, as opposed to a dump truck where you can only get so close, and then you have to have a machine to go down there and push it further down where, we could get close to the road there. We could just dump it off right there. And we could stage it enough along there, we wouldn't be obstructing the flow of the water. Because otherwise there's curb and other places where you can dump, where you have to, pack snow to make some sort of ramp to get over. And as far as the safety issue, that'd be the best spot to do it down there. That's something you guys would be wanting done. That's my thoughts. So if there's any people that have, any other solutions or a better place to put it, like I said, it's all going to go to the creek anyways.
I was going to say that the possibilities that the sisters would be amenable on the side of the cemetery there where they've had rock piles. But I don't know if that's feasible.
Okay, that might be an option, yes.
Soccer field,
hmm
I mean, it's still got enough grade that the use on those is low. So any contaminants in there are can percolate through before they get to the creek. That's the our concern.
What about on the south side of the road by the soccer field, behind the sewer plant? That's Holy Families, all right? So we'd have to talk to them to see if that would be a possibility. Okay. All right, so what do we want to do as far as coming up with a plan? Do we want to go out for bids to do that? Now, when we do this, are we going to just get rid of even including this snow that's here now, and while they're doing it, just go ahead and get rid of it all?
I would kind of assume that would be the way to go about it.
Mhm.
That way, one, it's just out of here and it's not the slow, and then two, if we get another one, then we're still dealing with, we still have these big ass piles. So
Right.
I would say if we're gonna, if they come in, let's get with the existing out that is still there. And I still think it's probably pertinent to at least start the bidding process to see what it will cost, and then we can in the background figure out, is there a feasible offshoot that we can utilize in town. But getting a bid out on the chance of what it's gonna hit us, I think would be a good idea.
So how do we get the word out that we're looking for soliciting bids to remove snow for the pile on Village Voice? And
Yes, you can publish them, you can send them to known contractors. You can announce it as part of this meeting, obviously. Those are all valid ways of sending out a request for bids. Okay. Publishing it in the book bill paper might be the way, also might be a way to do it. I'm so old now, I guess there's probably what is the one thing that most people will see now? It used to be the newspaper, but I don't think that's true anymore. There's probably something online
right.
that people will see, but I'm not sure what that is.
A lot of locals are on the Village Voice. There were several hundred on there, sure. So I think the word would get out pretty quickly if we did it there.
I guess one of the questions also is, not that we know this for sure, but how much more snow can you put on the existing piles before it formally taken?
It's pretty well, I was pushing it up as high as I could with my machine and stockpiling as high as I could get it without spilling over. So I mean, they are, especially with Brick Street, it's maxed out on, without giving up, parking spots or obstructing, especially for fire trucks to get out. That was my biggest concern, was making sure that, they could get out and, kind of staggering to where, you could weave down the street without it being right across from one another. So I would say the Brick Street is probably, what I can put on there. That's, without obstructing the, so it's max.
Okay.
So I mean, if you want to, meet tomorrow, I'd be happy to go through, and hey, we need, these are the main concerns to get these piles out, or any other spots in town to talk through and go over. I'd be happy to, go over that and see what we can do.
And I don't think we're talking about all over town. I think we're talking about right there downtown.
Yeah, I mean, wherever you guys are.
Whatever.
You guys think is necessity.
Right. Okay.
Could I raise a point? Could we possibly, like, in front of the businesses, local businesses, make sure those piles are removed? And that's where People are traipsing from the street, trying to climb over snow piles to get into Wagner's or to get into my store. So yeah, I'm going to suggest that.
But I think Wagner's took care of their own this time.
We did.
Just directly in front of their building.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say it'd be a good idea for us to try to do that. I would also argue that you do kind of have to dig yourself out when you're on the street, so. Because then we can't just be digging out certain and not others, so.
Problem is, for snow removal, we have a very limited budget.
Right.
And if it snows 2 or 3 more times like this, or even half this, it starts stretching the budget. So we got to be careful how much money we spend. We got another big 12-inch, and we had to move this snow. That'll probably deplete the budget. Oh yeah. If we have to move it, so we got to be really careful what we do, what we spend money on. I know the county is, and the state's responsible for plowing 229s, which doesn't help the business owners because that's where it goes. But pretty much we're going to have to rely on the town to take care of some of it, the citizens to take care of some of it because we don't have the budget to do everything. So I think we'll go out for bid to remove the piles. I guess they can look at the piles now and see what they've got. They're just going to be twice that. Here, just along the brick street and anywhere else. Is there an issue? There's an issue around here, like back here in the parking lot. They'd probably have to get that big pile out of the back here because we need to open up that area back there.
Yeah, in front of the firehouse, those would be my two, like we gotta make sure we hits, and anything else that we have, I guess, the budget for is great, but I think those are our two concerning
Okay.
areas.
But we can go out tomorrow and take a look at some of the problem areas and then identify what those are and then get that information out.
Like that.
Okay.
You want to sign Ryan's contract and then you can go.
Ask me to sign that. There you go. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the insurance for the, oh, sorry, it's not, it's Kirker building permit. That's what made it a K instead of a K.
Yeah, sorry for the change. Okay, I am wanting to add on a pergola to my screen porch in the back of the house. So this just shows, this is obviously not to scale. But this is what I would be adding on. Here's the screen porch. This is the house. This is the alley. This is the sidewalk over here. So I'm not anywhere, the setbacks are fine. We've got a gas line here buried and there's a water line buried there. So I don't know, what else do you guys need?
So there's no utilities underneath that at all?
None, no.
Okay. And what street is this?
This is a sidewalk. This is
Oh.
Main Street.
Okay.
This is the alley between,
Wagner.
yeah, this is Wagner's, this is
Oh,
us.
Okay.
This is the park back here.
And it looks like it's just the same width as your
Screen porch.
screen
yes.
porch and the same setbacks.
Same height,
Exactly.
same height.
Yes. Mhm. Yeah, it will. It's freestanding, but it will butt up underneath the gutters on the screen porch.
So the only thing permanent really is the concrete.
Correct.
So the setbacks on the sides, well, the county will have to approve those, right?
Yeah.
Because the existing is 811, which is, that's smaller than the required.
Probably inside, yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
inside the setback. So they may tell you you have to keep the new section narrower.
Mhm.
Or you'll have to apply for a variance possibly. But they'll tell you that down at the county.
I mean, it's just, I mean, the, what would that be? The east property line is 4 feet, 4 inches from my house wall. So,
Right,
you know, that's just the way it was built.
sure. What I'm saying is though, for new structures can't
Gotcha.
violate unless
So are these, what do the walls look like here? I mean, is it just going to be a post and a post and a post?
Yeah, it'll be 4 posts and then there'll be a roof, but it'll just be a bunch of
Okay.
wood slats. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just open. It's just a pavilion.
Right.
Just to provide shade.
Okay.
So, but the county will guide me as far as the steps to take for a variance.
yeah,
Yes.
but it's not that exciting. I mean, if you have to apply for one, they've got a form that you fill out, which explains here's what I want, here's where I want to vary
Yeah.
from the code and why I want to do it. And then all your neighbors get sent a notice that there's gonna be a hearing on whether or not to give you a variance
Yeah.
at the next Board of Zoning Appeals meeting in Brookville. They meet every
Right.
2 weeks, I
Yeah.
guess, or twice a month, I guess. And then people will have the opportunity to come in and say why they think this variance would just be the end of the world,
Yeah.
or why they think that it would be great. And then if the Board of Zoning Appeals agrees that you need to be able to vary this in order to conform to the look of your own property and the surrounding areas, and it doesn't interfere with anybody else's use of their property. They can give you the variance.
Right. And that further, the issue is further a problem, sort of, because our property line runs over to just a few inches from Wagner's wall. So, you know, our house does not take up that full width, but that is our lot. So, I mean, the town has the right to use the alley, but I'm paying taxes on it.
Your privilege
But that-
is lovely.
That won't really interfere with this
Right.
as far as the county would be concerned. They'll look at it for further setbacks and if a variance is needed, a variance is needed.
But that variance would be based on not including the alley.
So the concrete's currently there, right?
Yes.
That's what you poured this summer,
Mhm.
correct? Okay.
Yeah, well, there was concrete there. We tore up the old, it just wasn't deep enough out into the grass.
Okay.
So we added that. But yeah, no, the concrete's poured.
Okay. I don't have any problem with you doing that at all. But I don't understand if it's not a permanent structure, why do you need a building permit?
It is a permanent structure. You're not gonna take it up, put it up, take it down, right?
No, I mean, it's not attached to the house, but it's going to be bolted into the
Okay.
concrete.
But it is. permanent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't have any problem with the plan.
I thought it was okay, when I took a look at it.
All right,
No problem with it.
you can motion to approve the plan.
Your neighbor
and
got a
issue-
building permit years and years ago and never did do anything, did he?
I think they're a lot closer. I think they cut some trees down
That was about,
to ready the lot.
that was 2 or 3 years ago when he
Yeah.
got the permit.
Yeah.
Last month, but I'd make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
So then can I ask, my next step is hitting the,
Yeah, go down, take that.
I will,
Well, yeah.
I will print your building permit. I'll give it to you tomorrow, but you have to pay me. I have to pay you first.
I can take care of that tonight.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll have to take this
Okay.
downtown and,
I'll print that. I keep that for measurements, but I'll give it back to you.
Lovely.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you all.
You're in the old Brookville High School.
I'm sorry.
You're in the old Brookville High School.
The Building and Planning Commission.
yes.
Now, do I need to like make an appointment or just a general meeting you show up at?
Right. Well, you just go first to the
Mr. Worth,
right to apply for it, to give them the information.
and she will tell you whether you need to apply for it.
Right.
Okay.
That's where the ball will get rolling, and then you may have to attend the meeting.
All
If
right.
you don't need a variance, you don't have to go to any meetings.
Right.
She'll just give you the permit.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the insurance for the softball league. We got a call from our insurance. And they said that insurance for softball leagues is normally handled by the governing body of the softball league and not the town. So my question was, who started this league? Is there a board?
So, I mean, so everyone can see. So this league was started many years ago, by Don Shaley. I don't know his name.
Very.
Yeah, Vicky Shaley. So I believe from talking with Dawn that half that land up there was Holy Families, and then half of it was donated by Beatles for them to put the softball field in. And then there's been several things added, like the bridge and everything. That was all donated by like the licensings, and there's a whole list of names. So there's not really a board. I mean, it's kind of just been passed down to whoever kind of wants to help take care of it. I mean, everyone's volunteers. Haley and I took over 5 years ago, and we're trying to build it back up again because once Dawn's daughter kind of got out of it, she just, she didn't have any like anyone to like go down there and support, so she kind of just ran it. But so we were handed it over, and then we tried to make improvements to it. So we put up new dugouts last year. We redid the scoreboard. We've done improvements to the field and everything. So there's technically not like necessarily a board. It's just volunteer.
Right.
So we were just passed down from, well, it was Dawn's mom, and then it kind of bounced back and forth between a few people, and Dawn passed it to us. So as far as passing it to us, all she really did was pass us the bank account information. I mean, other than that, she really didn't do us, give us anything. That was as far as passing down, as far as that.
Well, it's their stance that that we're not going to be able to add that to the town's insurance.
Just because it's a sport, or
That was the explanation. It was
Yeah,
athletics.
It said that typically softball teams and things of that nature are run by a separate legal entity, and they should not be added to the town liability package. The participants would not have any coverage for athletic participants. They would be excluded on the commercial policy. So I can call her back tomorrow and tell her that you guys are really just volunteers and there's not really a board.
okay, yeah. I mean, and the other question was, I know Dawn, I talked to her a little bit about it. So since her mom had it, they always had the back on the paper. It had like a waiver, like a liability thing. I guess that doesn't hold up in court. I don't know. Question for you, like, because that's why she said they always had it.
No.
That's why she said she always had it was because of like legal purposes, was to have all the girls sign it.
Well, sure, because there's some people, some people will take that waiver seriously, and they'll think, well, I signed a waiver, so I'm not even gonna try to get any recompense. But basic, and there's a doctrine, there's a theory called assumption of the risk. Engage in some activity, you're doing it knowing that you're taking the normal risks associated with the activity. But especially when it's like a kid, by law, they can't make a legal decision to do anything. So they're always more able to sue or have their parents or guardians sue on their behalf. So what's the liability insurance on this been in the past?
I don't.
We've never had insurance, and it was brought to our attention last year. I mean, obviously the church already has insurance on the field, but it was brought to our attention that we had to have insurance.
Because we use the church's property. So the church, I guess, is making anyone that uses their facilities or ground to have their own insurance. So like we were also just wondering, like with the walking trail coming through, like do we have to build a fence separating it? That like this is the softball field, we're only liable for the
Like
softball
what's
field?
considered a softball field? Because I brought up to Cheryl's attention, like if we have to have insurance, like we only want to be covered for like when we're up there, because the parking and stuff, someone slips and falls in the parking lot, that we shouldn't be responsible for that. That's not ours, it's the town's or holy families or whoever it is. Same with like the bridge, like that's not part of the softball field. So like I was just trying to ask her questions on like what would technically be covered under softball, and we're only up there 3 months. I mean, month for practice and 2 for games. And then like again, you guys put the walking trail in, like what happens if someone falls, but like they weren't associated with softball? Like who would be, you know, have to cover that, I guess. You know what I mean? There's also people, like we put those dugouts in last year, and while we were up there, like there was a gender reveal party. There was 2 bikers that came up. Granted, they were very nice people. They ate lunch up there, but like what happens if they would have fell and hurt themselves up there? Like we don't want to be responsible for that also, but like she couldn't give me an answer. So the only reason I was asking, because it does cost. I got a quote from my insurance guy, and for $1 million policy, which was like the lowest we could get, it was $1,087 for 3 months to cover it. So right now, like we only charge $30 to play down there because we're like a laid back league versus like going to Batesville. You know, if we had to raise player fees, I have a feeling like we'd lose a couple players, and we're struggling enough to have 4 teams the way it is. So it just, with the price of insurance being thrown on us now, like, I don't know, like it's just a lot. So we're just trying to figure out like what our options are. Like if you guys were able to add us, like if you guys would help with it, or if you guys were able to add us and we would still pay for it, like if there was a cheaper option, like that's what we were here to ask. But if you guys can't cover us, then like we get it.
Well, we'll have Kate ask the question tomorrow.
Yeah. On the other side, what if the town just made a contribution to the softball league that covers their insurance cost?
Like we could put you guys as like a sponsor for the league.
Well, that would be cleaner.
Right.
Some of your issues in terms of like, oh, are we going to be on the hook if somebody crashes their car in the parking lot or something? No, the owner of the property and is going to be on the hook for that kind of stuff. People, it's that what you're gonna be on the hook for, people getting injured doing the activity that you're sponsoring. Arguably, I guess, if I'm sitting there in the stands and softball comes over the fence and smacks me in the face, I guess I'm covered. Okay, because the activity has hurt me.
That's what, like, I just didn't know, like, I feel like a lot of gray areas as far as like with the church already having coverage on it, like as far as us softball getting coverage, like making sure we're not covering the whole thing out at this point, like making sure it's only strictly softball and like the times we're up there, because there are a lot of people that have asked me or people around town if they can go up there and practice. Like, we don't have an issue with it, but we don't want to be covered because it's not part of our league. But I don't know. I mean, that would all be, I guess, sit down with the church and come up with
Sure.
a paper saying these are the times we'll be out there. These are the times that we would be covered.
Right.
For our policies, but yes.
So you're gonna talk to her about whether it makes a difference if they're a volunteer organization. And then after that, next,
I was gonna say, as far as raising the money for, covering the cost, as a business owner, I'd be inclined to sponsor.
Okay.
I know you're.
We've gotten sponsors in the past, so like,
In town that, town businesses help.
Yeah.
Support the town.
so in the past, so like we charge $30 per kid, and that doesn't even cover like uniforms, trophies, the portalet rental. That strictly just covers the player stuff, and that doesn't even cover all of it. The rest of the money we've raised, or we've gone out and got donations, or that kind of stuff. So all of like the new dugouts and everything, that was all been like donations.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if we have to raise player fees, I'm just worried, especially ones that like have 2 or 3 kids, like
Yeah, I mean.
it gets expensive.
Yeah.
So,
It does, and that's why I was saying.
and that's what we're worried about.
On the side, even after I'm done, I would still be.
Yeah.
I would still be apt to donate.
Yeah.
You're looking at, if you had $100 donation business sponsorship, that's 10 businesses.
Yeah.
There's more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, the main thing of coming here was just to see like if you guys were able to add us, one, if so, like if you guys could get it cheaper than versus us going out and getting a whole new policy.
Right.
And then like if we had to pay, at least it's cheaper than paying $1,000. Just trying to see like that kind of stuff. Like, well, obviously we don't know. We don't
and we'll make that
insurance for
we'll make that call
so-
tomorrow and see if
Yeah.
it's a possibility.
Okay. Yeah, if you need any information, you have my
What's your phone number?
812-212-3486.
If you want to come to a Knights of St. John meeting next Tuesday night, we've helped you out
Okay.
2 years in a
Yeah,
row.
yeah,
I'm pretty-
you have this with dugouts and stuff,
That's what the breakfast is all for.
Yep. Okay, yeah,
I think we helped pay for all the roofs, couple
yeah. For the-
dugouts.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure you'll get another donation if one of you will come 7 o'clock next Tuesday night.
All right, we're at.
Down to Knights of St. John.
Okay. Okay. All right, yeah.
Because that's what that money for the breakfast is for, anything in town. So I'm
Okay.
pretty sure you explain it.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, if that was our option is, yeah, we can raise money. We just thought maybe just to see like money wise, if you guys could get it cheaper, if it would be easier to add us. Yeah.
All right. Thank
But
you.
we want to see that girl. I think this Laker girl, is she still the boss of it or not?
Like,
You were here.
yeah,
You're the
she
one I
went last
talked to
time.
about-
Yeah, I couldn't make it.
I don't recognize, but you came that first year. What did you give, $1,000 or more?
I think so.
2 years in a row now, I think.
Yeah, most of that money went to dugouts.
Yeah, towards the
If
dugout.
you want to come back to another one, I'm pretty sure of it.
Okay. Yes.
Can I ask, is there an insurance issue with the T-ball teams playing in the town park? How is that covered? Do you know, Bob? No?
I was
Just
told
gray
that.
area?
I was
got
told.
asked to volunteer to coach, and that was the extent of my involvement.
I was told the town, since it was on town property, but I don't know. Because I also tried to go the CYO route of looking into if we became a CYO, because they have a CYO volleyball team that plays in the gym.
Right.
I used to help, I played and coached with that, and I asked them and they said they did not pay insurance. But it was through the church. But we are also a youth league too, so I asked about becoming CYO, and then she kind of gave me a runaround about it, and that's what never went, so. But yes, I don't know about the Little League either, but yeah. I was told something with the town because it was on town property, not church property.
Okay. Seems great.
There's been a lot of gray areas.
Well, thank you both for
Yes.
organizing that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, if you guys have any questions, just let me know.
All right.
She's got my number, email and stuff.
The next thing on the agenda is the was it SERPSA? SERPSI Representative 2026.
The Southeastern Indiana Regional Planning Commission. Last year, town member Matt Eldridge volunteered to be on the board with them. He has agreed to do it again. So he was going to be here tonight, but oh, there he is. Hi. Yeah. When did you sneak in?
But after the end,
Right before I started talking.
Denny asked me to do it, like he stepped off, and I've enjoyed doing it this past year, and be glad to do it again for 26.
Okay, we really appreciate that. Thank you.
We'd love to have you.
Thank you very
It's,
much.
it's, and anyone else that was ever interested in attending that certainly can attend, so. For the quarterly meeting, a full board meeting that I've gone to, and a few in between there I could get gone to, so. Honestly, there hasn't been a whole lot that really pertained to the town. They were, they've talked about our project we did out here with the walking trail and whatnot, so. I'm still learning on it, but I think the gist is there's opportunities where the town can take advantage of something either from a funding standpoint or program standpoint that is out there and available. It's our time to speak up. So.
Okay.
Yeah, be glad to do it.
You'll send that letter in?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Next thing is the Franklin County Visitors Commission Representative Tim Zinke.
Yes, so he reached out. He's been on the commission for 8 years, but he would wish to continue. We received a letter of appointment from the executive director stating that they wanted to renew Zimke. So if you guys want to approve that, I'll put it in the minutes.
I'd make a motion to approve.
So I think that's one of those organizations where it's nice to have somebody with experience.
Right, what exactly do they do? They are like tourism and
Yes, they can also be reached out to by local businesses to help them come up with ideas and also places to go for grants and for funding of new projects. In that sense, it's kind of a junior level Southeast Regional Planning Commission type of organization.
okay.
We could also, it would also be, for example, let's say we decided that, well, nobody's coming to this cotton picking Freudenfest thing. How are we going to get people to come to it? We could rely on them to help pump the thing up, for example.
Okay.
They print a festival directory every year.
Yeah.
They have all of the walking tour brochures as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Every time those are printed, Freud Best gives a portion of it, but the Franklin County Community or that Visitors Commission gets the lion's share of it. They pay for that. They do.
Okay, and do you coordinate with him to get that done? Okay. All right. We had a second and a motion to approve it. All in favor?
Aye.
All approved. All right, next thing. Doug Polskamp has resigned as the president of the utility board. And so they're adding Dave Raver and as the utility board president and Gary Laker as utility board member to the board. Um, is that just an informational? Do we have to?
I think you guys approved it at your meeting, but we also have to.
Doug, we need to be thankful to him for all his years of service. I don't know how many, been 12, 15 years, maybe, I don't know, quite a few.
Mhm.
But, so he's building a new house, and he's gonna be moving out of town, and guidelines state that you have to be living within the city limits.
Okay.
So, Doug won't be able to fill that anymore, so that position became available, and we reached out to Gary Laker, because of his expertise in that area, and Gary graciously said that he would do that, help us out. So he's gonna fill that board seat. Dave Raber is currently on the board, and he has agreed to be the president for 2026. So that's our recommendation. We're just asking the town council to approve those and make those appointments.
I think Gary and Dave both are good additions. Gary's expertise, you're right, that's right up his alley. So, do I get a motion to approve Dave Ravers, utility board president, and Gary Laker as a board member?
Make a motion.
Second.
Approved. All right, we're getting close. 2026 Franklin County Certified Budget Order.
Okay. According to John, I have to give you the highlights.
Yes, you do. If anybody wants to hear the whole thing, they get to hear the whole thing.
This is many pages long, so if anyone wants a copy, I'd be happy to email it to you. Basically, some of our rates are changing this year. Let's see. This is our tax rate. Last year was 1.69. This year it's 1.63. I don't know what else I need to tell you. There.
Can you tell them what it changed from and to?
No, because I don't have last year's handy. I should have done that. The tricky part is it includes the whole county, so try to buzz through here and find Oldenburg's quick. Let's see, Franklin County School, Brookville. There we go, Oldenburg. Let's see. Yep, our certified rate is 12 cents. Everything else we asked for was approved except for what we're getting the additional appropriation for. Fire territory is the 156,000 they asked for. I don't know, anything else? General 282,000, local road and street 10,000, motor vehicle highway 34,400. That's it. If anybody would like a copy, just send me an email. I'll send it to you.
So basically, this is just a report of the differences between what we requested and what they approved.
Plus the whole county.
Plus the whole county.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it is a certified order that gets sent out to everybody. So just an FYI, I think. I don't think we have to have motion or approve anything on that.
Correct.
Okay. The next item is the Duke update. I did speak with Andrew about the GFI boxes. And I requested that he get back to me before today to tell me whether they made a decision on that, and I have not heard anything back. So I will keep at him to see if we can get an answer if they'll get those replaced or not. What's happening is the GFI boxes are tripping and we have to go around and click them back on just like you do in your kitchen to get the Christmas tree light to come on that particular pole. And how many of them do we have go out? 10, 12, Jeff? Yeah, so it's a little bit of a problem. So anyway, we are working on that to see if we can get something done about that. Next thing on the item agenda is Heritage Park fence and painting. I sent all the council members and Kate the bids that we received, that Gary and Jeff worked very hard going out and looking at different courts and talking to people about their experiences. And they came up with a few different companies to quote painting the pickleball courts and putting fence up around the pickleball courts. And looks like of the bids, Leslie Coatings and Older Fencing came in with the most advantageous bids to the project for us. Leslie Coatings was $29,655, and Older Fencing was $30,000, for a total of $59,655. So the town pledged $75,000 towards the project, and the asphalt cost from license was $63,830, giving us a difference, a surplus of $11,170. And OA is up to $55,000, which leaves us $4,655 when you subtract that from the $63,830. So we're short $4,655, and the town has agreed in the past to cover the shortfall. So you've had a chance to review the bids, and can I get a motion to accept the bids for the court painting and striping from Leslie Coatings and Older Fencing? The fence, and these are comparable bids. They're all the same items.
The only thing that I noticed, and I doubt it's even a serious concern, is the second red highlight that we're going to be responsible for permitting. Not permitting, but making sure that the correct permits are acquired. Do we foresee any problems with anything down there? I can't imagine we're putting a fence.
I mean, the permitting is going to be covered underneath the project, right, Jeff? I mean, it's already all been approved.
So it's not, so literally no issue then. Alleviate my concern. If that's the case, then I would go ahead and make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Right. All in favor?
Aye.
And now, yeah,
One question, we briefly discussed, this bid was for the 8-foot perimeter of fencing. And I know you had a concern about 10 foot on the basketball. We discussed that as obviously it'd be a higher price, but
right. When you said that the rim's going to be 4 feet inside, I think it's a considerable distance from the fence itself.
there'll be a 10 foot. The field of play, instead of being 94 feet as a high school, they're going to shrink it to 84 feet, so that aesthetic wise, it's going to match up with the pickleball court. So you're not going to see one longer court than the other 3 put together. So that'll leave 10 foot out of bounds area between the out of bounds area and the fencing. And then the figure the goal is actually 4 foot inside the boundary line. So the ball would have to ricochet off the rim 14 feet.
Yeah.
To get to the fence. So I feel like we're safe. The engineers think so. But obviously, if there's any concern, we want to make sure we can, it costs more, but we can increase that.
I really don't think it's necessary.
No, a good bounce out run around builds character, Mets.
If it bounces that far, they were shooting it from the
Yeah.
other end of the court anyway.
That's a
Well,
life
it's gonna
lesson
go out
right
of bounds on the south side more because there won't be no fence on that south side. That'll be
But another thing, okay, we voted to accept the bids, but we need to vote on covering the shortfall of $4,655.
I know we've discussed that we'd be on the hook for that, and that's kind of around what was previously discussed too, of where it would likely fall in, so. I like the idea previously, I still think it's a good idea, so. It would have my vote.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we still have, but then there's still a balance of around $6,000. That's left over available for the project. One thing that we have discussed is there are no toilet facilities down at the park. And it's been suggested by a few people that maybe we need to look at putting some portalettes down there, at least during the summer months, so that when people are down there playing basketball and pickleball, they'll have a place to go and using the walking trail. I've talked to Jeff and Gary briefly about it and maybe what a good location might be for those, so they're easily accessible, but not right out in the middle, so everybody can see it. So one of the things we discussed was possibly pouring a little pad for them when you pour the pad for the shelter, and then maybe putting some kind of fence, some wooden fence around them so that you can't see them, at least on one side, like the side that faces Sycamore. We can get them so that they're hidden. So when we get further down the line, that's something we need to discuss and maybe get some bids to get a couple. I know there's a company that supplies the softball fields with portalettes now in the summertime. So
We have one from April to July
okay,
that sits in the corner. It's like a metal post that sits there. It just sits in the corner there. That's what I was just discussing with Haley, that with the walking path going down there, we're gonna make sure we keep an eye on it more often because it does tend to run out of toilet paper. So we'll have to check it more often with the more foot traffic down there coming from the walking path.
okay,
Unless you guys decide to put one down there, then just communicate that with us so that we don't get one too, and then
right.
we come on out.
I think the ones that we're talking about are going to be further up this way by the court. So, okay, that's something we'll address at a later time when we get closer to that. All right. Next thing on the agenda is the claim for the accident. That's all been paid for, is what I've heard.
So January 23rd, I got an email that they have cut a check for $1,643.64 to the Ballish is. And we had a $0 deductible, so.
Okay.
So that is paid.
All right, couple things. That does it for new business. Old business, Shane property. You knew that was coming.
Yeah. I was working on that earlier today, actually, because I also have some stuff going on with the utility board with that property. So I need to get a copy of the unsafe building law to pass on to court. So they know what they're doing.
Okay. Okay, and the next thing I have was the
I thought I had one. Apparently I don't have a sign.
okay.
So Madam.
The Water Street update. We got a little bit of relief on that project. They moved out the right-of-way engineering portion of it, which was going to be required to be done by April of this year. They pushed it to fiscal 27, so we're not under the gun to get the CE approved before April. Now, all that doesn't need to happen in the time frame that they said. So just gives us a little more breathing room there. But the right-of-way engineering is still moving forward. We're having the quarterly meeting tomorrow to get updated on everything that's going on. Tracy Brumfeld from Laurel has agreed to again be our APC representative, the Area Planning Commission representative. We met with him this month or last month, and he agreed to do it again. And I think it's a good idea to have him do it because if this is one of those positions that you do better, I'm sure you would agree that once you've been there a year, you kind of learn the ropes, and the second year you can be more effective. And so he's agreed that he wants to do it again. So we went with him, and he is going to do that. And I needed a clarification on the question that we're going to have added to the May ballot.
Yep.
Are we all squared away on that? I saw a flurry of emails about it.
Did you sign that thing?
Okay, yeah, so we were both like, do we have to do that? Or, because the last email sounded like, nope, Oldenburg's done what they need to do.
I know, but then NASA said, can I still have, that's why I said
have
it.
it,
That's
so
why I
will.
said it to say, NASA, that's why my email to her was, well, we don't think we need it, but if you want it, here you go.
Okay.
And what was the due date on that?
The 6th.
The 6th.
Which was a new date that she sort of pulled out of her hat because the real date was the 20th. And then all of a sudden she said, but I need it by the 6th because of my election vendor.
Okay. So they can get things printed.
It was also a little bit frustrating because it was like, we have no idea what the wording of this question is supposed to be. And I was like, it's right there in the resolution. And but that was why I made that very plain in my certification. The question is this. It needs to go on the ballot just like this.
Okay. So you're going to take care of that?
Yeah.
All right. Great. All right. Is there anything else does anybody else have anything? No? All right. Motion to adjourn.
I can go ahead and make one of those.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn.
Wow, that's a short meeting today. Next month there'll be actual minutes.